Hello there. Welcome to another edition of Jamaica Magazine. I'm your host, Adrian Atkinson. We'll be taking you through the next half hour that's sure to inform, educate and entertain. We kick things off by sharing that Kingston and St. Andrew residents will soon be able to register for the NIDS identification card. Yep, the island's first pilot enrollment site at the Central Sorting Office CSO on South Camp Road will be up and running by the end of the month. When it's operational, we urge you to register for your card and be a part of the digital revolution taking place right here in Jamaica. Your Jamaica Magazine program continues with a word of advice, followed by the news. Stay with us.
If you are experiencing symptoms of the monkeypox virus, including fever, intense headache, swelling of the lymph nodes, back pain, muscle ache, lack of energy, and/or a rash on the skin, you must self-isolate immediately and call ahead to your health center or doctor before visiting. The virus may enter the body through broken skin, even if not visible, the respiratory tract, or mucous membranes, eyes, nose, or mouth, and has an incubation period of between 5 and 21 days. The spread of monkeypox may occur when a person comes into close contact with an infected animal, direct contact with monkeypox skin lesions or scabs of an infected person, contact with clothing or linen such as bedding or towels used by an infected person, and the coughing or sneezing of an individual with a monkeypox rash. Wear a mask. Frequently wash hands and practice physical distancing as part of the infection prevention and control efforts. For additional information on monkeypox, visit the Ministry of Health and Wellness website at moh.gov.jm or contact the local public health department.
Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your JIS News for Monday, August 22, 2022. The Bank of Jamaica, BOJ, has increased its policy interest rate on deposit-taking institutions' overnight balances by 50 basis points to maintain control on the liquidity of Jamaica's currency while awaiting a return to normal and sustained inflation levels. The new interest rate of 6% took effect on August 19. BOJ Governor Richard Biles explained the decision at the bank's quarterly media briefing on Friday.
This current decision has resulted in a cumulative increase in the policy rate of 550 basis points since October 2021 and has taken the policy rate to a level that the committee considers appropriate.
The central bank governor says he's encouraged by a trending down of the inflation levels since it peaked at 11.8% in April, but cautions that conditions have not sufficiently solidified to ensure this downward path towards the institution's 4 to 6% target range is sustainable. The new 6% policy interest rate is expected to make savings in Jamaican dollars more attractive and limit the ability of businesses to pass on price increases to consumers. Mr. Biles says the BOJ's Monetary and Policy Committee also continues to pursue other measures to contain Jamaican dollar liquidity expansion and maintain relative foreign exchange market stability. 6 families in St. Anne are now benefiting from homes courtesy of the new social housing program, NSHP. The houses were handed over in ceremonies held across the parish on Friday in communities such as Cave Valley, Bamboo, Sturgetown, Goshen, and Retirement. Prime Minister Andrew Holness reiterated government's pledge to uphold accountability standards in issuing NSHP units.
Part of the fairness is to ensure that there is no corruption, that the projects operate on time, that they follow the procurement guidelines, that all the funds are accountable, and that the beneficiaries are deserving. All right? So that gives hope.
Recipients included Jennifer Finnegan, whose home was gutted by fire.
Words can't express how much I'm grateful to you and everyone who has helped me through my difficult times. I love you all.
Hundreds of Jamaicans in communities across the island will continue to benefit from free screening for non-communicable diseases, NCDs, such as breast and prostate cancers, hypertension, heart disease, and diabetes. This follows the signing of contracts valued at $45 million by the National Health Fund, NHF, and the Jamaica Cancer Society, the Heart Foundation of Jamaica, and the Diabetes Association of Jamaica. Chief Executive Officer of the NHF, Everton Anderson, says the contracts provide for ready access to screening services at various health interventions. This is in keeping with the entity's community outreach to promote healthier lifestyle and early detection of NCDs. Mr. Anderson points out that community health fairs, which had to be paused due to the COVID-19 pandemic, have resumed and will be a vehicle for these free screenings. The National Council on Drug Abuse, NCDA, is ramping up interventions to steer young people away from harmful substances. Substance Abuse Officer for the NCDA's Eastern Region, Marisha Burgess, tells JIS News that activities are targeted at youth deemed at risk who are not in school or training. She says community interventions, including prevention, treatment, and sensitization programs, are being undertaken in partnership with the Social Development Commission, SDC. Ms. Burgess says there has been an increase in the abuse of substances during the COVID-19 pandemic, and the support being provided by the NCDA aims to help persons quit while equipping them with the skills to make healthy life decisions. The intervention also involves setting up support groups where parents who have children who are substance users can benefit from help and knowledge about how to treat with situations that arise within the home. And finally, the Registrar General's Department, RGD, has launched an online wedding registry schedule service as it continues its digitization process. Customers will now be able to apply for, schedule, and pay for weddings that will be done at various RGD locations. Minister without portfolio in the Office of the Prime Minister, Floyd Green, says the new service will help to reduce customer traffic at the RGD locations.
Additionally, things that would cost people money to travel to locations, right? Time to go through the process at locations, again, they can now do instantaneously at their home.
He also revealed that there would be a reintroduction of online delivery service to provide access to customers that are living in rural areas.
And what is being contemplated now is that the RGD is going to move in a direction where we have free Wi-Fi available at our locations.
Additionally, the agency will provide self-service kiosks for faster service and to further assist with reducing the customer load in offices. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.
I'm Nigel Clark. I'm the Minister of Finance and the Public Service. We want a public service that is fair, a public service that values people, and a public service that delivers high quality services. And in order to do so, we need to transform the public service. Jamaica competes in a global environment. The technology has transformed the way in which the world works. And for us to remain competitive, the public service needs to be in a position to deliver services effectively, efficiently, and in good time.
Brought to you by the Transformation Implementation Unit.
As government charts a course towards First Nation status by the year 2030, its ministries, agencies and departments continue their quest for public sector modernization. Take a look.
Hi Dunstan, I see you starting your day right. How are you?
I'm good, I'm here, I'm alive in this very, very interesting time in life, and I'm happy to be here leading and navigating through what is one of the most challenging times in the history of this country.
What are your morning rituals?
My morning rituals are like everyone else, I get up, I give thanks, I engage with my family, and I ensure that I link with that philosophy that says, thy will be done.
What song is a must on your morning playlist?
I'm Roman Catholic, and one of my favorite hymns is a hymn that repeats Jeremiah that says, we are called to act with justice. We are called to love tenderly. We are called to serve one another. and walk humbly with God. I'll catch you later.
All right. In one sentence, tell us what you do.
I am the accounting officer for the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
What was the most difficult decision for you this week?
Boy, the most difficult decision for me this week was the decision that I had to make to reduce staff complement, because after COVID, some persons who were employed for the COVID engagement, we had to terminate their contracts. And it was sad to see a lot of them go because they were so important to the overall implementation of the COVID campaign.
Do you feel that you inspired or motivated anyone last week?
Yes, I believe I have inspired my team. Morning, everyone. Morning. Morning. And I believe that the other colleagues that I engage with in terms of the regional directors, the regional technical directors, we had very robust meetings over the last couple of days around the budget, and we are inspired to work.
Has anyone or anything made you feel inspired lately?
Yes, I am inspired by the team of persons that I work with here. My special assistant, who gives me all the support that I need. My policy analysts that are assigned to my office, they are such an important part of the work that we do here in the executive office.
What's your proudest career moment to date?
My proudest career moment is working at the PATH program, where every decision that I made during my tenure there impacted the lives of so many people. If it were just improving the payment access or increasing the number of persons that got the benefit, or it could be the opportunities that we gave to young people to change their lives through active labor market interventions. Those were very, very proud moments in my life as we impacted and transformed so many lives, especially when we talk about the persons who come from PATH households and receive so many accolades in terms of their academic achievement.
What would you like your legacy to be in the public sector?
My legacy will be a change agent. And I want to be a person who sets the foundation for the reform that is so well needed in the public sector. I know that I myself will not be able to achieve all of the changes, but to set the foundation so that the baton can be passed to the next set of leaders coming into the public sector, and they can take it and transform this bureaucracy into a system that provides a lot of support for the people of this country.
Where's the most interesting place your work has taken you?
Ethiopia. I remember working with the Jamaica Social Investment Fund, and under that project we went to Ethiopia to experience what community intervention and enablement looks like. And that was a very powerful experience to see that country move through some of the most challenging times of its history and come on the other side of history looking far more robust and far more sustained and resilient.
What are you working on that you are excited about?
There's a lot of things that I'm working on that I'm very excited about. One of the major things that I'm excited about right now is the intervention to improve and expand our cancer treatment program in Jamaica by ensuring that in terms of radiotherapy, chemotherapy, and other services relating to cancer, we can provide support to people who get this devastating diagnosis, and we can provide the help for a very catastrophic financial hit that families get and enable them to live fruitful and beneficial lives even after coming out of this traumatic experience.
And before we go, can you recommend one book you think everyone should read?
My book of transformation is The Children of Sisyphus by Orlando Patterson. It's a tale of a woman who lived in Dungle, which was what Tivoli was called, and she came out of the Dungle, became a little bit empowered, but then her poverty brought her back straight to the jungle. So it's an experience of what poverty is and how poverty captures your mental capacities and can disable you if you are not careful and if you do not understand that poverty is a sickness of the mind.
Right, thank you so much, Dunstan.
Sure, later.
Have a good one.
Yeah, man.
Hey you! Yes you! Let's go on a public sector journey together. Check your rear view and let's hit the gas. We all rely on public sector workers, from hospitals and care workers to schools, where our children get the education to fulfill their dreams, and in emergency situations when we are most in need. In turn, public sector workers are paid by us. The current compensation structure in the public sector is complex, inconsistent, and inequitable. That's about to change. Welcome to the new compensation system. The new system is simple and easily understood. It's consistent, enabling equitable application and transparency across the public sector. It will reward high performance and it's sustainable. The government of Jamaica is committed to investing in its people and building a better public sector for.
Up next, a female farmer who is contributing to the Grow Smart, Eat Smart campaign.
Farming is a good thing. We have to farm to feed ourselves, yes? Because the money that is going out of the country can stay in the country and develop the country more. Hello, my name is Merlin McAnuff, living in Tupper Hill, Rockall, St. Andrew.
Miss McAnuff is a woman who understands the ins and outs of growing crops and rearing animals, skills she developed from an early age.
I came from a farming background. As a child, I would see the little tomato, sucker them, and I will take them up and start doing my own farming.
Life then called for the mandatory survival course, and so she joined the regular 9-to-5 to make ends meet. But the love of farming did not leave her.
I was working at Church's Credit Union, now First Heritage Credit Union, where I used to farm in my spare time until I met Mr. Vincent McAnuff. Met him August 2000. We got married January 2001.
With Mr. McAnuff's background in farming as their foundation, the couple would set out to St. Ann, where they cultivated cabbage and yams.
But the marriage cut short because he died 2003. So I came home back, not having a husband, not having a job, don't decide to go back in the office. I just took up my cutlass, my hoe, and my fork, and I sat back on the land that I was working on.
And up sprung a little sweet pepper, papaya, and string bean, which led to much more.
Now I have corn, celery, yam, sweet potato, cocoa, dasheen, just name it.
Being a pastor for several churches, Ms. McAnuff says she owes it all to God. She creates a daily routine to ensure everything is on schedule.
When I get up in the morning, I do my prayer and then I step to the field because sometimes the sun is very hot. So when you come out in the cool of the morning, you can work with my church. Of course, I preach at 6 churches. And I have to attend meeting, I have to attend funeral and all of those, and to go to the market on a Friday.
As a woman in farming, the Rural Agricultural Development Authority, RADA, noticed her efforts to contribute to Jamaica's food production.
Because of my dedication in farming, and they came and they saw the things that I'm doing. And for one, I can tell you, RADA support me a whole lot. Recently, I received a catchment tank up there from RADA, 1,000 gallons. So I just reaped between 900 to 1,000 pound weight of Irish potatoes. And those seeds were given to me by Rather. Even those corn down there, Rather, I have a big pack of carrot seed at home, Rather. There's a bed up there with some sweet pepper sucker as well. I got them from Rather. They always come and give me my seed, fertilizer, sprays.
Agriculture is one of the main drivers of economic growth in Jamaica, earning foreign exchange and creating jobs. Our women are a part of that story, helping to grow the sector and secure Jamaica's food security.
From farming, fisheries, research and development to veterinary medicine, agro-processing, policy development, agribusiness, and other areas, women have taken up the mantle to lead in their respective roles. To support women farmers, we have also made access to the agricultural land a priority for women through the Agro Investment Corporation, AIC, where 20% of all government-owned lands are allocated to youth, including women ages 17 to 35 for agribusiness projects.
And to all Jamaicans, Madam Speaker, we say, let us remain focused and committed to building on the foundation that we now have so that we can establish truly a strong, sustainable and resilient agriculture and fisheries sector going forward.
Now, I am going to continue.
The new academic year is upon us. It will start for most of our students on September 5. So we've decided to share some of the essential items that should be in our children's backpacks as they head out for a productive year.
For infant schools, we're recommending a dark-colored bag because we want to reduce the number of times we're washing the bags. And children play a lot, bags get dirty. We also want to ensure that in the bag, there is a water bottle. Water is important because as children play, they get dehydrated, and this will actually affect how comfortable they are. So we want to ensure that there's water in the bag so that they're sipping throughout the day. Now, especially for preschoolers, as they're entering schools for the first time, we know that there is separation anxiety. One of the things that we recommend is a toy. It helps them to be just a little more comfortable with that transition to school. Another thing that we want to place in the bag is a blanket. Children need sleep time, and so the blanket, a nice clean blanket, is good to add to the bag. Another thing that we recommend is a pencil case. We want a pencil case that is durable and one that can secure the pencils. Of course, you can't have a school bag without notebooks. One of the things we recommend is lighter notebooks for the children who are smaller because we do not want the bag to become too heavy. In the notebook, it's also advisable that you put an emergency contact number. What would be recommended also is a change of uniform so that if they get dirty, they can change off. A clean rag is also recommended to dry their hands and also perhaps to wipe their faces. As times get hot, they become sweaty, we need a fresh rag. For children who are transitioning to primary or high school, you will notice that we have a bigger bag. So let's look at what should go in the bag. First of all, there is a smart device that we're recommending. Of course, you're going to refer to your school's policies regarding cell phones or other smart devices. But as we prepare our children for 21st century learning, if it is that the policy supports this, then we recommend that you ensure that there is a smart device so that the children can be using these to support their learning as dictated by their teachers. We also recommend hand sanitizer. In some situations, a teacher might want to keep the hand sanitizer for the student, and so you refer depending on the teacher or the school. Of course, we are also purporting hydration. We have to ensure that children remain hydrated. When children get hot, they become uncomfortable, and this affects teaching and learning. And of course, as a partner of the Jamaica Moves campaign, we're also suggesting water as opposed to other sugary drinks. Toiletry is very important. So we have a Ziploc bag here, and we have toilet paper and a piece of paper towel. And there is also wipes. Let's go to the inside of the bag. What's in here? We continue to ensure our children are equipped with the writing implements, but for security purposes, we suggest that you give them a case to house the paper, scissors, the pens and pencils. There are also exercise books. Now, these exercise books are a little heavier because, as you know, primary school and high school require more note-taking. So these are a little heavier. One of the things we must also have is a planner, because homework is very important. So we recommend that you write down the homework so that you can ensure that those are submitted on the due dates. Of course, you must have the textbooks. Now, textbooks can be many, and they too can be heavy. So depending on what homework is assigned, you might want to work with a class teacher to also store some of these textbooks. So only the ones that will support homework will make it home. And you know, weather is also unpredictable. So we recommend an umbrella, a lightweight umbrella, or a rain cloak if you have it. We don't want our children getting ill because this will affect their attendance to school and ultimately affect learning. And that is it for what goes in the bag. We wish you a successful year. All the best.
And that's how we close out Jamaica Magazine for today. Be sure to join us again tomorrow for more of the stories coming out of Jamaica land we love. Missed aspects of today's show? Visit our website, jis.gov.jm. On behalf of the entire team here at the JIS, I'm Adrian Atkinson. Thank you so much for watching.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.